Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to go over the concept of converting the mixed number to an improper fraction and improper fraction to a mixed number using the calculator. The previous video that I have somehow got cut off, so I just want to continue with that video. Okay, so in the previous video, I would like everyone to convert between 27 over 10 to 1 and 10 over 17 as a mixed number. And from this mixed number, you can convert it back to your improper fraction using this Calculator Casio FX991MS. Alright, so I would like everyone to pay attention to this key on your calculator. Okay, so and the shift key as well. And with the shift key that you have here, it will enable the function above this key. So as you see, this key is, if you take a look at it, a closer look at it, you see that it's arranged somewhat equivalent to a mixed number. And the d over c above is arranged as the improper fraction. Okay, so what I would like everyone to do is, first of all, you should key in 27. Remember the shift key, just press the shift key twice, press the shift key, you will see an S, and then you press again, the S will turn off. Okay, so if I press again, the S will turn off. Okay, so these are the key that I would like everyone to play around with. Then the first one you want to do is you put in 27. Then on here you will see there's a 27. Okay, so 27. Pretend that it's appear on your key on your screen. Then what you do is you press shift until you have the S. Okay, so the S there. Then I would like you to press this key. So you enable this function d over c right here. So press that. And pressing that, I should have a symbol like this blinking. Alright, so then I will put the 17 and 17. And then I press this equal sign. Simple as that. I press equal sign. And you see that you will have 1, that, 10, that, and 17. You know that symbol like this? I mean this symbol like this. Okay, so yeah, the symbol like that representing a fraction. So now you have 1 as a whole, 10 as a numerator, and 17 as your denominator. And if you want to switch back to your improper fraction, all you have to do is just press an equal sign. Okay, so equal sign, or you can press shift, and then you press the same key again, so press shift and press the same key again, and you get back to 27 over 17, right? Okay, so then just keep pressing these two keys. You see that it's toggle between the two forms. And that's how you master the concept of mixed number and improper using the calculator instead of trying to do the long division. And don't forget that most calculator will have this feature on them, so you just have to play around with it. Okay, so let's get back to our handout. Okay, the next part on this handout is I would like to talk about equivalent fractions. Okay, so equivalent fraction is when you are having two fractions. So in this case, I have fraction 7 over 9, and I say that is equivalent to 14 over 18. So the equivalent fraction means that they represent the same values. So if you take, let's say you take 7 divided by 9, you are having a 0.777 repeating. Okay, so if you try that, you will see that this value is the same as that value. So we don't see that right away with the fraction, but if you can use your calculator and take 14 divided by 18 as well, you see that it's equal to 0.777 repeating, and they both representing the same values. So they are equivalent because in terms of fraction, you see that 7 related to number 14. If you multiply 7 by 2, you get 14. And you multiply by the same number 2 for 9, you get 18. So equivalent fraction means that both numerator and denominator are multiplied by 2. Okay, so you can if you multiply the top by a number, you must multiply the same number to the bottom number as well, which is the denominator. Then you end up with a equivalent fraction. Okay, so but most of the time you see that 14 over 18 will not be presented unless you have to have that fraction indicated as 14 over 18. Most of the time the fraction will be presented in lowest term, which is 7 over 9, which is the proper fraction, and you cannot simplify any further. Then this process is called simplifying fractions. Okay, so see, in this equivalent fraction in example 6, you increase the fraction, you multiply by 2, simplify the fraction in the way that you have to reduce the fraction to lowest term. It means you have to divide. Okay, so if you divide a numerator and a denominator of the fraction by the same number, it means that you reduce the fraction to lowest term. But you must divide until you cannot divide any further. All right, so again, simplifying fraction. Okay, so using the concept of equivalent fraction, we can simplify the fraction by divide the numerator and the denominator by the same numbers. So if you want to increase the fraction, okay, so you multiply, right? You multiply the top and the bottom with the same number. You want to simplify or reduce the lowest term, you must divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number in this case. So in this case, I divided by 4. So you probably ask me, so how come you don't divide it by 2, right? Because 2 is, I can take 16 divided by 2 as well, and 60 also divided by 2. So I will make a note here for everyone. So note, if I take 16 divided by 2, I take 60, I divided by 2, I will get 8 over 30. But is it the lowest term? No, it's not in lowest term because 8 over 30, I can divide further. So I will continue dividing by 2, top and the bottom by 2. So I will have 4 over 15. So now I can see 4 over 15, I cannot divide any further, therefore 4 over 15 is the lowest term. And you see in this process that I show everyone, if you cannot think of the number 4 right away to divide the top and the bottom by that number 4, then you can always start with the lowest prime, right? So we learned about prime in the previous lesson. The lowest prime would be 2, 3, 5 and all that, but then 16 and 60 is they are both even number, so you should choose an even prime to divide it by. So the easiest number to pick would be 2 or 3 or 5. So but in this case I pick number 2, and then I examine that I still have to divide further. So I divide by 2 again, so I get 4 over 15. So in the end you see that 2 times 2 as a 4, right? So you can think of 4 right away, then you can reduce this to lowest term. However, do we need to go through all of this process? These are the basic steps that we need to know. But if you want to reduce your fraction to lowest term right away using your calculator, and actually it's actually very, very simple. So let's get back to our calculator, and then I will show you just a very simple press certain key, and then we will get our fraction in lowest term right away. Okay, so I will erase whatever we have in previous example. Okay, so everyone ready? All right, okay, so we have in previous example we are having 16 over 60, right? So we have 16 over 60. So what you do is I would like you to somehow recall how you actually key in 16 over 60. So that means you key in 16, okay, and then you press the shift key so that you have an S appear on your screen, and then you press this key. So you enable the D over C feature on this calculator. So when you press that, you should have this appear. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so you should have this appear, and then you press 60. Okay, so now you are having 16 over 60 as your fraction, uh, not in the lowest term yet. So now I would like everyone to press an equal sign. So you press equal sign, you see that it's immediately give you 4 and 15. All right. Okay. So that's the process of reducing a fraction to its lowest term. Okay. So again, we have quite a few exercises for everyone to work on. And I believe that I already have solution posted for this online. The I think what we do is I would like to go over this question here for everyone. Okay, so on page 38, I would like to go over this number d because it's evolving fraction. So let's quickly go over that. Okay, so for this, I would like everyone to reduce it to lowest term, right? So you are going to reduce to lowest term, and you have a fraction like this. So with the absolute values. So recall that the first thing you do is you convert this absolute values into a normal bracket, right? Okay. So then you turn the negative inside the absolute value into a positive value, because what you do is absolute values mean that you only want to consider the magnitude. Okay, so the magnitude of this would be a positive 16 over 18. And now you are going to apply the calculator to figure out 16 over 28 as the fraction in lowest term. So in this case, I should have 4 over 7. Okay, so use your calculator. You should press the key on your calculator. You get 4 over 7. Then you see negative. Apply to this to give you negative 4 over 7 as the result. Right? Okay. So if you don't want to use calculator, you can see that you can take 16 divided by 4 and 28 divided by 4. You should have 4 over 7 in this case. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone.